the Wasilla Police Department and MATCOM Public Safety Dispatch Center. If you have an emergency, hang up and dial 911. For the MATCOM Dispatch Center, serving the Alaska State Troopers and Wasilla Police Department, press 1. For Wasilla Police Department administrative offices, press 2. If you want to know if...
Make me one,
Wasilla Police Department.
Yes, who am I speaking with, please?
My name is Carrie.
Carrie?
Uh-huh.
Hi, Carrie. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Well, I'm okay, sorta. I'm from Indiana, and I am doing a public interest story on some military families, and unfortunately my story has been interrupted, and I think your department may have just became the headline of the story. I have a case number here. Are you able to look up case numbers?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I have a feeling I do, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put you on hold for just a second, and I'm gonna have you wait for my public information officer, okay?
Is that Amanda?
Yes, it is. Here she is.
Thank you.
Also, police department?
Hello, Amanda?
Yep.
Hi, this is James again. How are you today?
I'm good. How can I help you?
Well, I was trying to talk to somebody else, but she decided that it was best I talk to you. She seems to know what the issue is. I spoke with you yesterday about the case number.
Yeah.
Well, my story was actually going to be about military families and their daily lives and stuff like that, but apparently your department has turned into something that may need some attention of its own. Are you aware that Sergeant Rader has not contacted the victim of this crime or been willing to speak with her still?
He has been busy. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. When we talked yesterday, you said there is 3 police officers that work for that department?
On a shift at a time, yep.
On a shift at a time. Out of a community of 9,000, why would there only be 3?
Because that's all we got. We have to work 24 hours a day, and we don't have very many cops.
What about hiring some more?
We have tried. We've got 5 in the academy as we speak.
Okay. I'd really still like to do the original story intended, but it's kind of drawing quite a few people's attention at this point that, I mean, this is a military family, a young military family, and they're suffering, and they don't seem to be able to get any response from the police department. I mean, the sergeant doesn't even care enough to call her back and say, hey, 5-minute, this is what's going on. This is what's going on.
All I can tell you is he hasn't had the chance to. I have seen him once today in the office.
Are they in possession of cell phones?
Yes, but they are out on calls, and you can't. If you're responding to other calls, he can't call her from his cell phone because, like I said, they're busy.
Pardon me?
Like I said, they're out on calls all day long, meaning they do not have the time to make phone calls for stuff that is not active. He will follow up with her when he has the chance to. It's just, she's not the only case that he's got.
And I understand that. I really do. But, I mean, this has been going on, you know, and there's been 3 or 4 different stories told about his time frame stuff. And I'm just curious. Do you guys have a website available that I can do a Public Information Act request from? Because I'd like to get a little bit of hard copy documents about how busy this gentleman actually is.
Yeah, there's a form that you can fill out online,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on the city's website. If you go to police, the departments, and then police department forms, and then once you submit that in, I'll give you a contact back with what the cost will be.
Okay. What are your normal per page rates?
It depends on the document. So typically, if it's like just a one-page log of some kind, then it's usually just $5. We take cash and check only. But if it's a report that you're asking for that we don't generate typically, then we will not produce it because we don't have to.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, so if one of the things, like if you're requesting something that we don't normally generate, like a statistics report that we don't typically generate, then we will not because of the way that our system works. By Alaska statute, we're not required to produce information that we don't already create during normal business. So,
okay, so would that be like...
depending on what you ask for, it may come in a slightly different format than you're expecting.
Okay, so what about, just to save us both some time, what about some questions like annual salary for officers?
That's all posted on our website. If you go to the department underneath recruitment, you'll see our pay scale down there. And it's a little different than what's actually posted online because we're in the middle of contract negotiations, but that gives you a pretty good idea. Okay.
And how about such as basically filling in the blanks on... You say your officers work. Do they work 8 or 12-hour shifts?
They work a schedule. It's a 3-4-4-3 schedule. So they work 4 12s, 3 days off, 3 12s, 4 days off.
Gotcha. So I mean, what about how does that officer fill his 12-hour day? How many average calls, travel distances, so on and so forth?
I can tell you how many calls. I couldn't tell you travel distances just because, the city is only 12 square miles, but they're driving left and right all over the place depending on what's going on. But let me pull up today. Actually, let me pull up yesterday. That way it's full 24 hours for you.
Appreciate that.
15. So yesterday, between the hours of 6 and 6, which is the 12-hour shift that he's on, they took... sorry, I gotta count them out individually. Give me
Understood.
just a second. They took 48 calls for service yesterday, those 3 officers.
Okay. Now, is the chief counted as one of those, or... Nope. That's just 3 road officers?
That's our 3 patrol officers, yep.
Okay. So your department would employ, what, about 18 officers then?
I wish. We're supposed to have 25. We currently have 12, I believe.
12? Okay. So I'm guessing they do some overtime?
Significant amounts of it, yes.
Okay. And again, I'm sorry, but I'm still stuck on this. Why is she unable to get any kind of response or answers? Do you realize this is a military family that was robbed?
The majority of our city are military families, yes.
Okay. So, you would think that a family that sacrifices to protect our country would be important enough that a public official could at least spend 5 minutes to make a phone call.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are just too busy. He has been unable to do it. When he gets the chance, he will.
The other thing I wanted to question is, yesterday you told me yesterday was his first day back after his... I was told, the way I understood it, he was back on Tuesday.
Let me pull up the schedule. He may have had some overtime on
Tuesday. There was an attempt made to contact him on...
He normally doesn't work Tuesdays, but like I said, he may have had some overtime that day. Oh, come on, Excel. Give me just a second. Our roster is on Excel, and my computer computers.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong person about
Okay.
computers. Me and technology don't play well together.
Oh, stop asking. Oh, come on, Microsoft. Apparently there was an update last night. Give me just a second. Alright, so he normally... Oh, what day is it? There we go. Alright, so Monday was the 26th. He was off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, came back to work yesterday, works until Saturday, and then we'll be back in on next Thursday. And last week, he worked Thursday through Sunday.
Okay. What I'm hoping for here, just to give you an idea, I don't know if there's anybody you can speak with or anything, but what I'm hoping for here is I've already published the names and events that this story is involving from people in different areas. And what I don't want to do is publish the story without putting in all the information of all the families and all the people involved, because that's going to raise some questions, and then I have to answer them. And I'd rather not turn this into something negative. I'd rather it be, some positive stuff. So is there any way you can give me roughly an idea of when this, because I do know that the thief's name is known. They know who the gentleman is that stole the property and used it. They know they have video of him doing it, or of him using the property. I mean, it seems like it's kind of cut and dried, and that it's taking so long and being delayed so much is a little bit disappointing. And I'm wondering if you can give me any kind of idea of if this is gonna, maybe if he's too busy, maybe another officer can handle it or something.
Well, that wouldn't work because they're all equally busy. When he gets the chance to come to the office, he will continue filling out the paperwork to forward charges. If, the information that he's got will lead to charges. And then at that point, they get forwarded over to the district attorney once they've gone through the approval process. And then the district attorney decides whether or not to actually pursue charges and continue forwarding on. Right now, the district attorney is about 6 months behind on looking at that kind of thing. So, once we get it over there, then it's up to the district attorney.
So you're telling me the district attorney is 6 months behind in handling current
forward charges? Yep, just about. Kind of depending on the severity of the case, but for something like this, because of the extreme volume of theft that we have that's almost identical to this, they're pretty far behind.
What is your district attorney's name?
That's a great question. I only ever go to their phone number. Let me pop it up.
And a phone number also, please.
I can give you their phone number because they've got I think the actual district attorney is Roman Kaliatiak, but
wow,
you'll end up, if you need to talk to someone, you'll end up talking to one of the ADAs or one of the law office assistants.
Okay.
And their phone number is 907-761-5648.
5648. And you said you thought the district attorney's name was what?
It's Roman Kaliatiak.
Wow, could you spell that last one for me, please?
Yeah, it's Kalytiak. And if you just Google Palmer District Attorney, it pops right up.
Okay. Did you know that if you Google if you go on your police department website, the name of your sheriff or the name of your police chief isn't even on there?
Yeah.
Did you guys just recently get a new one or something?
No. We just don't put a lot of personnel information on there.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'll continue on with what I'm doing, and most likely we'll be speaking again at some point, Amanda. I appreciate your time.
Well, I'm out of the office here at 4 p.m. Alaska time. Otherwise, I'll get back with you on Monday.
Actually, probably Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday.
Is it? I think you're thinking of next week.
Yeah, you're thinking of next week, Jim.
Oh yeah, that's right. I am. Yeah, I'm a week ahead of myself. Hey, I'm doing a lot. I'm a lot better off than you guys are. You guys are 6 months behind. I'm a week ahead. So, all right. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Sounds to me like they're gonna let that guy go.
That's very disappointing to hear, guys. I don't. Hopefully, some of you guys can get involved and help us out to maybe motivate these guys to figure out how to do their job better, because they're not doing it so well. You have the prosecutor's name, you have the prosecutor's phone number. That was Amanda that we were just speaking to. She is with Public Information. The phone number to contact her is 907 352 5401. That is the Waukesilla, Alaska Police Department. That's about all I got for the moment, guys. Everybody have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.